Welcome again. We'll start with the Gauchilion chapter 19 that talks about the warm temperate western Mediterranean climate. Now if we look on to the previous diagram that we had talked in, we have already covered starting the equatorial region, we are moving upwards. So now what we would be covering is the Mediterranean type of climate. Now as you can see, Mediterranean type of climate lies between the cool temperate and the hot zone. So it's a kind of transitional temperature that would be, or the transitional climatic conditions that would be seen in the Mediterranean type of climate. Now this climate is known for Mediterranean vegetation and the forest and the scrubland that is seen here. The most unique characteristic of the Mediterranean region is the winter rainfall. So winter rain is the most unique characteristic, and we will read about this, we will study about this more as we move forward. Now as we said that this lies between the Tropic of Cancer and the cold temperate zone. So the range is around 30 degrees to 45 degrees north and south of the equator. Shifting of wind belts is commonly seen in this region. As a result, you have winter rainfall that is prevalent, and again we would have the world map here where we would see which all places in the world have witnessed or witness Mediterranean type of climate. Now the most classic region is the region surrounding the Mediterranean Sea itself. So if you look onto this region carefully, so this area is the Mediterranean region. So you have the Mediterranean Sea here, and the region surrounding the Mediterranean Sea would be the region of the Mediterranean type of climate. That's the primary region. Now next you have the region in California, in the western edges in California. Then you have parts in South Chile, that is part of the Mediterranean type of climate. Now as we move towards Australia region, you have South Australia as well as the Southwest Australia. So there are two areas which witness Mediterranean type of climate. Then again you have the parts of South Africa, the region surrounding Cape Town, which witness the Mediterranean type of climate. So these are the primary regions where you see the Mediterranean type of climate. The summers are warm and dry. The temperature ranges from around 70 to 76 degree Fahrenheit, and usually it's high temperature. Then you have a kind of temperature variation which is 15 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit that is seen in this region. During the summers, you have the offshore trade winds which blow away from the shore. As a result, they do not bring any rainfall. So the summers are practically dry. There is intense heat and dry atmosphere, so there are drought conditions sometimes. In the night there is radiation that is seen, and again there are frosts that is seen, but that is again rare phenomena. As we said, the rainfall in winter is the most unique phenomena, and that occurs with the onshore westerlies, and that is due to the shifting of the westerlies equatorwards that we talked about, the shifting of the belts. So that is the prime cause for the winter rainfall, and which brings in the most unique vegetation and the climatic conditions in the Mediterranean region. Now in the north hemisphere you have the onshore westerlies which bring cyclonic rainfall. The climate here intensifies due to numerous parameters. So the first is the climate, the cyclonic conditions from Atlantic. Then you have the anticyclonic conditions that occur in the north. All this intensify the climate, and there is a kind of wind zone or wind belts that are created which differ in duration and time. So you have the various relief features which are interrupted because of this. Now intermittently there are heavy showers within the sunny period. So you have kind of brief sunlight followed by heavy downpour. Most of the regions where you have mountains, these mountains act as a barrier, and you have rainfall only on the windward side. Now when mountains act as barrier, you have Ibria, Mesta and Syria, and you can see the region of Portugal is wetter than the eastern Spain. So if you move on to this region, so the region of Portugal here becomes much wet as compared to the parts of eastern Spain here. So that's the key idea here. So you have mountains which act as the barrier. Maximum rainfall occurs in the month of October. It starts mostly from the month of September and then steeps on. Lipson is the region which received kind of floods during 1967 and is important. Now this region is known for numerous local winds. Now the local winds are of two forms that you can see here. So if you look to the Mediterranean climate here, you have the map of Europe with Italy and Greece region here, you have Sicily Island, and you have the African continents here. So this is Africa, let's say. So what would happen? All the winds that blow from Africa would be hot and all the winds coming from Europe would be cold. So that's the first thing you need to understand. Now the winds that are blowing from the desert are known as Sirocco. We have already talked about some of the major winds from Africa in the section on the desert chapter on the Gochiliang. Now this Sirocco, if blows from different region, is known by different names. So in the region near Tunisia, it is known as Chile. In the region near Libya, towards the end of Africa, so you have the globe here. So in the region of Libya, you would have Gibel that would blow. Then you have the region of Tunisia here, where you would have the Chile that would blow. So in different regions, they are known by different names. So you have Chile in Tunisia, Gibli in Libya, then you have Livich in Spain. So this blows from African region towards Spain and it's known as Livich. In the region of Egypt and Malta, you have Khamsin that blows. So you have Khamsin. So these are some of the warm winds, and again Gibri is another important wind that blows in the Adriatic Sea. So the region close to the Italy region here would be the Adriatic Sea and the Aegean Sea. So you have in this region the Adriatic Sea and the Aegean Sea, you have the Gibri, and since all these winds blow from the desert, they take a lot of sand along with them. When Garbi falls, it causes fog and rain in this region, and this is laden by the dust that it has taken from the Sahara desert, and that is red in color, and therefore it is also known as blood rainfall in this region. So these were some of the warm winds that blow. Now coming on to the major cold winds, you have the first cold wind which is known as Mistral that blows from the north down to the Rhone valley in the France, and finally it has a kind of funneling effect where it intensifies between the Alps and the central massif region, so that it creates a kind of funnel effect, and that is known as Mistral. So one of the important winds is Mistral. Then you have along the Adriatic coast coming from the north, you have Bora, which is again important wind, and that is due to the difference in the pressure difference between the European continent and the Mediterranean region. Again this occurs in winters, and therefore it is a cold wind. The other two important are Termonta and Gegrel. Gegrel and Termonta both are the cold winds which blow from European region. So these were some of the major winds. Now coming on to the vegetation. Now as we can see, most of the winds that you can see here are kind of devastating winds. For example, when Mistral blows, it uproots numerous trees. So in the populous areas or the areas where you have ample of people around, you have winds, trees that are built up as or planted as a shelter to prevent the uprooting effect or the devastating effect that could occur into that region. So that is some of the unique characteristics of this local winds. Now the vegetation, as we said, trees are there and trees have broad, small broad leaves. There is no shade that is seen in this region. The growth is relatively slow in the months which are cold and wet. So during the winter months you have lesser amount of the growth in the vegetation that is seen. Now most of the plants or the fruits that occur are leathery. As a result, they prevent the transpiration to take place. The growth is usually mainly in the months of autumn and spring, where there is ample of moisture and high temperature. Now these are the various types of vegetations that could be seen. So first is the evergreen forest. These are known as Mediterranean evergreen forest, and these are woodlands. The common woodlands, you have the evergreen oak, from which you get the cork oak, or the cork, which is used as a bottle top or the sealant for the bottle, which is made of cork, and this is mainly done for the wine packing industry, where you have wine bottles which are sealed with the cork, and this cork is exported mainly from Spain and Portugal. In Australia you have eucalyptus plantation and some local plants which are known as jhara and khari. In the California, redwoods or giant squeezia are some of the common trees that are seen. Then you also have some coniferous plantation in this region, which is mainly in the form of pines, firs, cedar and cypress, only in the hilly or the mountainous areas. You have bushes which are scattered everywhere, and the common bushes are in the form of laurel, lavender and rosemary. Some of the vegetation is in the forms of scrub, and this scrub shows the kind of retarded growth due to high temperature, and some of them are in the form of tall bushes as well. Now these are known by different names in different areas, and that is one of the major question for your kind of objective papers. So you have Maquis, which is seen as France, Machia in Italy, Chaparral in California and Malay scrub in Australia. Now Chaparral starts with C and California with C, so that's something you can remember, and all the rest three of these are in the all the rest three start with M. So this is something that is important for your objective, and all you can do is you have to learn some of the facts from this sections of world geography. The next is, in the same region, in the Mediterranean region, you have the upland areas which are mainly made of limestone. As a result, you have the soil which is very thin. Still, there is xerophytic or scrub vegetation which is found in these areas and which can survive in this extreme conditions, and these are known as xerophytic ground creepers, which are also known by another name which is known as garrigue. The grass is also seen, which is slow developing. Then the economic development. The Mediterranean region is known as the cradle for the civilization. Some of the common vegetations that you have seen here is the orchid farming, mainly in the form of citrus fruits. 85% of the citrus fruits come from the Mediterranean climatic regions. Most of the citrus fruits that you would find are orange, lime, lemon, citron and grapefruits. Now all these have very deep roots to draw water from the deep inside the earth. This region is also known for canal irrigation. So canal is one way of irrigating the areas where you have the orchid farming that takes place. Great Valley of California, Vale of Chai and Negev Desert in Israel are some of the areas where you have the the irrigation system that is prevalent. Now some of the well-known oranges that are kind of renowned brands across the world. So from California you have the Sunkist oranges, which are mainly used for squash. From Spain you have the Seville oranges, which are mainly used for marmalade. From Israel you have Jaffa oranges. From Tangerines you have tangerine oranges. From China and Japan you have mandarin oranges. As we said, most of the export occurs from this Mediterranean region. Next to citrus fruits, another important vegetation in this region is olives. Olives are hard plants and have long roots similar to the citrus fruits. They can survive on a very poor limestone topography, as we saw the limestone topography and the xerophytic gangrage in the previous section. Even in less rainfall, olives can survive. They are mainly used for oil, cooking and spices purposes. Some other vegetations that are seen here are nuts, mainly chestnut, almond, walnut and hazelnut. Then you have peach, apricot, plum, pear, cherry. These are some of the fruits that are seen. Besides this, two major crops are seen. One is wheat, other is barley. Wheat is mainly in the form of hard winter wheat, which is mainly used for macaroni, spaghetti and vermicelli production, and this wheat is sown in the autumn season. So that's one of the unique characteristics of the hard winter wheat. Now, since you have a lot of orange cultivation, lot of grape cultivation in this region, you have this region as a major wine producing region. Best grapes come from this region, and these grapes are used for wine production. Nearly 80 to 85% of the grapes are used for wine production. The art of producing wine is known as viticulture, and 3/4 of the viticulture is practiced in the Mediterranean region. In Spain, Portugal, France and Italy, wine is considered as a national drink. Now, you have the various names of wine in different regions. So, in France it is known as sherry, Portugal as port wine, you have Asti and Marsala wines from Italy. From Paris region you have Champagne, and from Garonne region you have Bordeaux. Both region lie in France, and finally you have Burgundy from Rhone-Saône Valley region, where the two rivers meet in the France. Then besides using this grapes for wine industry, many regions they dry out grapes, and dried grapes are common. Now dried grapes are from California in the name of raisins, from Asia Minors as sultanas, and the Levantine grapes are known as currants. So these are the different names for dried grapes. Besides these dried grapes, you have fruit canning industry, flour milling and food processing, that is common. Now irrigation is mainly seen in the lowland areas. Highland areas usually witness terrace farming. You have large land holdings which are seen, and which is known as hekedenias. These hekedenias are known in Spain. Then you have different areas where you have paid labor. For example, Ebro region in Spain you have paid labor. Then you have the Po Valley region in Italy, which has again a lot of paid labor for irrigation purposes. However, this region is also known for transhumance practices and rice cultivation, which is considered one of the major cultivations besides wheat and barley in this region. So you have the Mediterranean region that we have covered in this class. In the next lectures, we will be talking more about the other chapters on Cauchy Liang and world geography. Have a good day ahead.